get a change of user to build 18 floors in an area zoned for 4 floors. Yes, the city council has given the change of user. And then I come to you with the change of user that city county has approved my plans. Does this apply when it comes to cross-cutting issues? Because this is the time the law should be applied. Does this law also apply to your office? That this particular part, any talk of like law ratio, somebody comes to you, wants to put up 18 stories, and it is zoned for measurements. Will you just give because city county has already approved? If you look at Westlands, particularly Parklands area, and now it has come to Westlands itself, you find a school lane where there's a school, the developer wants to put up 3 apartments of 24 stories each on a 0.3 acreage. Is that, if you are given that change of user, will you just approve without any TIA, in traffic impact assessment study? No information, neighbors were never invited, the school was never invited, there's no pedestrian walkway. Let me leave to that, because if I start talking, Henry knows that I can talk. I'm so agreed with NEMA, and can you please be answering our letters? Because we have letters that we have addressed particularly to you. And up to today, we see somebody from City Hall writing that they have given permission because that person did a proper public participation. Your office has not come back to us. So can I get an appointment with your office so that I carry all that evidence to your office? Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am the representative for Jubilee Road Residents Association in Lavington, and I'd like to ask a very similar question to Petronella. A massive Nigerian church headquarters was built just at the end of our road, which apparently had CARA and NCC approval. There's a current construction going just next to us, which continues day and night, especially over the weekends. And the huge, beautiful wetland, 7-acre wetland next to our houses was drained. Can NEMA represent retrospectively on these issues, or is it just that once things are built, that is the end? Thank you.
thank you very much. Yes, and the back. Why? And then you come.
I think we are going to sound the same as we talk.
Yeah.
I'm chairman of Friends of Orogua Forests, and I have one big one. We spent the whole of Sunday, the World Rivers Day, trying to clean up River Kadisi from Gom, 6 kilometers of it. The first 2, we could hardly work because it's a sewer, stinking. One of my distressing things is when I listen to CEOs lamenting why they cannot achieve their mandate because they are dealing with Kenyans. Whatever it requires to discipline those Kenyans. I mean, a parent doesn't complain that these are children doing things. You stop them. Can you treat us as children? I've been there for 40 years. I went there when we were fishing and drinking Kadis water. Now, unless you want to drink kinyezi ya watu wa Kongo. NEMA, I do not believe, has changed or slowed the degradation of our environment and the pollution since it exists. I've not had NEMA trying to jail somebody or closing a place in Ikong that is polluting Cadiz River. Why don't you hear of it?
Thank you very much. Yeah, then, yeah, proceed.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dan Kandana from the Jericho Residents Association. I would like to start on a different note because there are a lot of negatives going around concerning our environment, but I do believe we have a reason to celebrate NEMA, because if you look around, the city, the country looks a lot different than it was some years ago because of the littering by the plastic. It was a big success, removing those things. I believe everybody can see the difference. I do believe we should give the representative a big clap for that, so that we encourage the other things, so that it doesn't seem all negative. That was good. And that is why I'm going to ask you this question. You just said that you are now going to pass an act. I don't think you need. It's already passed. No, you didn't need to wait for Parliament to go on recess to do it. Oh, so
Waste management.
yeah, that one about
Passed last year.
the one for the differential cycling. Oh, congrats then, because you didn't need to go about funny routes.
No, congrats, follow the process. Yeah.
Then my question is, it's good it's already passed. How prepared is the country as a whole? How prepared are our institutions to ensure that what you just said about differential waste management at the household level, I believe, the source will succeed? Because just providing the bags, what about at the end? The bags are there, me have differentiated. What happens at the end? Because you know what happens at these garbage things. So that you don't have a lot of just an ordinary thing. We start proper, then we end up in a mess. How prepared are we? What are the arrangements? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the chairman. My name is Jenga Kamoy from Dagoretti Welfare Association. I've got two questions to Naima. One is about the plastic, the plastic bags which you spoke about. Are you aware that they are still in circulation? Are they being manufactured or are these the old stock? Number two, sound pollution. I've written 2 letters about it. One is coming from the pubs. That one you are that one you are able to to bring them down. But from the churches, are they authorized to have praying speakers at night? I remember even when the president was doing his campaign, the former president, he used to do his campaigns within the hours, from 6 in the morning up to 6 o'clock, and you could not hear the speakers anymore. Now for churches, I've written a certain one, and what he told the DO is, hata wakiandika barua, neno la Mungu ni lazima iendelee. And that church continues even now at around 4 o'clock. It's on. Yeah. What do we do about the people who are leaving their jobs at night, maybe at around 1 o'clock, and they want to have a good sleep? Those early hours of the morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Shafiq. I live in Levington. What started off as a leafy suburb is no longer leafy. What I'd like to know is, in fact, when you talk about all these various laws and all that, we are like almost get a feeling that we are over legislated. What we really need is NEMA to go down and do a mindset change of what you require from the people by having regular forums where people are able to address you and be able to know, in terms of, especially in terms of waste segregation that we've been talking about. We have waste segregation where we live, but nobody is doing this because they simply don't understand, and there are no repercussions in terms of when this does not happen. Secondly, my issue is this thing of, since we are talking about environment, boreholes. We had a borehole in our place where they told us it will last us a minimum 10 years. It didn't last us 6 months because NEMA or whoever it was at that time approved several others around it without the required space and distance, and we are all drawing water from the same water basin, and now nobody has water. So that's one thing. Secondly, in terms of when a building is coming up for construction, there must be a certain law within your several legislations in terms of the trees. I find so many plots being built. First thing they do is cut down the trees. In a small plot like what was mentioned here, how do you approve a place where they cut down, like in our place where we were earlier, 36 trees were cut down, not even one replaced. I had to actually personally put down another 60 trees just to retain the particular area. Second part of your part is the city council guys. On James Gishuru Road, a guy goes up to Kangware, the council lorry, he puts this trash, litters the entire James Gishuru, the entire Wayaki Way, and nothing happens. Trash all over the place. That is part of the environment which is going into the river. And like I said, the plastic, if you want to buy plastic, Kangware is the place. You'll get plenty of it. There is not all stock. So, and lastly, James Gishuru, one more last time. We have tried several times to plant trees on James Gishuru Road. I've approached the county government, talked to all the heads of department. The plans were done by their own people, which they're not approving. So how do we help you as citizens to keep the environmental